Hello, and welcome back to another episode of After the Table TTRPG podcast. 'Tis I, your favorite girl that can't get enough of vampire in this house, Shelly Von Miller. I dumped too much information about my characters, and honestly, y'all are probably gonna get sick of it. Just wait till the end of this season. It's gonna be fun. And today we're joined by another member of the family. Actually, we're joined by another member of the Cradle of Liberty coterie, which I'm excited. Honestly, I'm excited about this. Y'all should all go check it out. They're an award-winning performer. You can see them in multiple actual plays, including Cradle of Liberty, and have some of the most amazing outfits for their characters and their short-form content. Welcome to the table, Laura Tutu. Hello, welcome.
Hello. Greetings and salutations, friends.
Hello. I am so excited. I've been following you for a little bit, and I'm just like, I love their content. Thank you. And the fact that it's vampire, like VTM, World of Darkness stuff, I'm like, yes. I'm such a nerd. I could talk about World of Darkness way too much.
Listen. So, like, do you want my origin story? Is that the vibe? Should I give you my origin story?
Well, for those who don't know who you are, which I don't know why you're not knowing who they are, tell the internet who you are.
Yeah, no. Hi, friends. Hi, hello, good afternoon, good evening. Happy time zone. You can call me Laura or Tutu or Laura Tutu. I do a lot of, as Shelly said, World of Darkness content, a lot of tabletop content in general. As with most people, the drug of choice that got me into this, the starter drug, was Dungeons and Dragons.
As it always is.
And then I decided to give Vampire the Masquerade another go. I actually tried to play once when I was like 17, and it was a nightmare because my storyteller was like a 35-year-old creepy man. So you can imagine how that went. Yeah, no, that face you're making. Yep.
This is why we have safety tools, kids.
Amen to that. But no, I got in on the vampire stuff like little by little, and then Dear Huddy over at Cradle of Liberty, my storyteller, community manager for World of Darkness, basically kind of grabbed my hand and said, "You're coming with me now." And here we are.
I love that. I'm just saying, World of Darkness, shout out to them, because some of the content that they've been putting out is so good. It's so niche. It's so, like playing towards the fans that I'm just like...
They've got this shit locked in.
Yeah, they're like, we know our audience.
We know what the sad gays want.
And it's just Jasper's super pets.
Listen, you're not wrong.
Speaking of, are you going to the LA Darkness Emergent?
Yes, I am. I will be at Darkness Emergent end of May. It's actually only my second Darkness Emergent. The first one I went to was the one up in Chicago, which is actually really close to me. I didn't need to buy a plane ticket. I just hopped on a train and I was there in like 4 hours. It was great.
Well, how does it feel to have public transportation like that?
I mean, it's still Amtrak. So like...
Yeah, true. Yeah, true.
I just like it's great. I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see more of the core group of folks. It'll be great. I love me a good old fashioned LARP.
I want to go really bad. That would be my first one and my first LARP. And I'm just like, I don't know.
My first LARP was actually with a group that is based out of the UK. Yeah, because go big or go home, I guess.
Yeah.
But they are more focused around what is known as Nordic LARP. So you don't actually have like a character sheet. You don't get handed like stats or anything. You have a basic idea of like you're playing a Toreador. These are the powers that you have access to. Their safety system is bar none like one of the best that I've ever encountered because they don't fool around. But yeah, no, that was my first LARP experience, was me hopping on a plane and jumping across the pond. So, you know.
That's amazing. I was gonna do a LARP at Gen Con, and I was like, I don't know. Maybe.
It's
and
one
then
of those,
I chickened out. I was just
it's
like,
one of those things. You gotta do it at least once to see if it's a thing you vibe with.
Yeah. Okay. I asked Vin this question because we adore them. Why do we have the VTM brain rot? Why?
Listen, it's like,
why? As soon as it gets into our system, we're just like, you can never take this away from me. It's my precious. Where's the meat see all of a sudden? We're so possessive.
I know. I saw some therapist somewhere like say that you're obsessed with vampires because you want your like mere presence to sustain somebody. So like that's probably part of it. Yeah. Do you feel called out now? Because I feel called out.
As a eldest daughter, yeah.
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 But I mean,
this is not that kind of podcast. No.
But no, like if you want to think about it, like we all know that the vampires in pop culture, at least as we know them, have always been like tied in to queerness, because it's the idea of being monstered and being monstrous, no matter what. It's that. It's the idea that we can be seen as monsters and still tell amazing stories. I bet you didn't know I was going to get that deep, did you?
Damn. Oh, I like that. That's amazing because, yeah, it's one of those things of, like, the other is always seen as the antagonist, as the NPC, as, like, the something you can't necessarily play. And then I think, yeah, that makes sense. Like, the fact that a lot of people eventually get to vampire and it's like, oh, I get to not live out my darkest fantasies, but I get to like explore what it means to be this outside of the context of just like being the other in everyday society.
Yeah. Well, and it's like, yeah, like maybe it's not like you're living out your darkest fantasies, but it's the idea that you can like tap into some of those darker impulses, because I like my storyteller for the All Night Society over at Queen's Court Games, his big thing is like there are no happy endings in Vampire.
No,
there aren't. The beast will always win one way or another. So like there's nothing quite like a negative character arc in some of those chronicles.
I speaking as somebody who's in a Chicago Chronicle, my character is flipping between 4 and 5 humanity. She just picked up to 5 again, and I guarantee you she's gonna flip to 4.
Yeah.
I'm just like, let's we have somebody who's like at 7 humanity, who like got up to 7 humanity. I was like, NPC, who's gonna get there faster?
Yup. No,
Wakanda or just the worst person in the world.
Pretty much. It's the idea that you can tell these stories and delve into these darker places, and as long as you've got, your safety protocols ready to go, it makes for some really spectacular stories.
Yeah, the trust at the table whenever it comes to these type of stories is so needed.
Yeah, you shouldn't be touching World of Darkness without safety tools.
And if you say otherwise, guess what?
I'm gonna
not to you, but like to the people who are like very anti safety tools. I'm like,
no, I'll give you the address to my local Denny's. You can meet me in the parking lot and we'll talk about it.
These hands rated E for everyone.
Precisely.
Come at me. So speaking of the All Night Society and Chicago, I feel like whenever it comes to APs, it's either you're in the middle of BFE or it's Chicago.
Yeah. Or Los Angeles.
Yeah. What is the attraction of Chicago to people?
I mean, it's the second city.
The
thing that I think is the coolest about Chicago, and this is something that I've kind of been researching recently, with season 3 coming out. My character Calamity Madden, who is an old gangrel from fucking West Virginia, Appalachia, is moving into one of the historically black neighborhoods in Chicago called Bronzeville. And the general consensus is if the Harlem Renaissance had not happened, Bronzeville would have been it. Like full one of the biggest black neighborhoods in the Midwest.
That makes sense with the second immigration of African Americans from the South to northern jobs to fill up factories and things like that. It makes complete sense. And I just and in general, like I love Chicago. It's that mix of like it's your big city, it's your big bad city with your skyscrapers and all the tourist attractions and the theater and the food, but we're still in the middle of the Midwest, so people are still pretty chill. Yeah, that's one of those things. Is like I've been wanting to run like I'm from Houston, I'm from Texas, and so I've been wanting to like write a World of Darkness book around that and talk and like do an AP around it. And I'm like, Houston's weird, but like, I think the Midwest of Chicago kind of helps alleviate all the darkness that goes on. Yeah.
Well, and honestly, I also love the idea of somebody doing a chronicle in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. Because what happens when you've got this coterie of vampires that have like a super limited food source because the town's like maybe, I don't know, 2,000 people.
I did a Gatlinburg chronicle one time.
Oh my God. Whilst we in Gatlinburg.
Whilst talking about Appalachia. So yeah, I was just like, that was my first foray into vampire. I was like, oh, this is like very, we gotta hide. It was very interesting. But yeah, I went from Gatlinburg to Chicago and I was like, okay, yeah, this is big city living. All right.
I do have to ask, what are your feelings on Prince Kevin Jackson?
Well, my character, homies.
Yes.
Before the prince became the prince, her and PKJ like used to go torture people for the original prince.
For Loden?
For Loden.
That
We're
motherfucker.
Like, yeah. My character, hold on, I'll show you. Ashley.
Hell yeah.
Name. I can talk about her and Vampire and World of Darkness all day long. This is probably like the 4th or 5th episode of this damn podcast where I bring her up. They're sick of me. But yeah, it's one of those things. Is like how she's a Ventru, so like how
Obviously.
in depth do I want to get her in there? Well, she's a blue blood before she became one, before she became a Ventru, and like, why not use power and influence? So, in her backstory, I have her. They're like the secret backers to get Jackson as a prince.
Yep.
She is one of them.
Hell yeah.
She is one. I was like, I will call upon a favor. Please. That favor was to get her sire off her back and was just like, hey, you know how there's no Ventru Primogen? Make him the Ventru Primogen, please. Just get him off my back. Get him distracted. So, yeah. I love that. I love that bitch. She's crazy. She made a Fae pact. That's all I have to say.
Oh my God. We can never escape the Fae.
Could never escape changelings, man.
No.
I can't wait. I can't wait till V5 comes out because there's going to be so many changeling APs, and I can't wait.
It's going to be wild. I'm so excited. It's going to be ridiculous.
So on that, what old book are you wanting them to finally turn V5 that hasn't yet?
Like, I didn't realize this until like, I don't know, like 8 months ago. I didn't realize there was a demon.
Yeah.
What? Why have you been keeping this from me?
It's
Guys.
it's a little weird. We touched on demons a little bit in our chronicle as like a side splice. It's weird. I read some of the lore. I'm like, oh, this explains why they haven't turned this to V5 yet.
It's just real crunchy.
It's real crunchy, but also like some of the lore will have to be really fixed. It's the same with like mage.
Fucking
It's
mage.
a little crazy, a little controversial, a little weird to parse out. It's like some of the clans for vampire. It's just like, oh, this was whenever they originally wrote this. Oh,
Ooh, that was racist. Ooh. Oh boy.
That's a little racist.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that, well, and then, we can get into werewolf with the whole get of Fenris. The Nazi werewolves.
Or the just very, very, like, a lot of white people in native culture in werewolf. And I'm like, I ran a werewolf game, and I only ran one of them at Gen Con, and I was like, I am so glad, because I feel so uncomfortable.
That's
so uncomfortable.
It's one of those things that you got to do real carefully and with a level of knowledge and respect. And that just kind of goes for tabletop in general.
Yeah.
But like, again, especially when you're diving into this darker stuff.
Darker stuff, but also based in the real world. It's one of those things. It's like fantasy. You could, like, mind you, fantasy racism should not be a thing. Look at me, internet. Yeah. But also, it's one of those things, like, you have to take into account the past of, like, why don't you see a lot of, these people in pop culture?
Well,
I need you to take some critical thinking classes, some actual, let's just do a quick Google. Like, Google is your best friend, YouTube videos, your best friend, just why are blah, 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 fill in blank. Maybe you'll get an answer of, Frankenstein's monster being an analogy for something, just in general, just
go to the library, kids. Go to the library, kids.
The library is free. Please utilize your local library, especially if you're wanting to build a character that is like very fleshed out in the World of Darkness.
Oh yeah.
Or just want to build in the World of Darkness. Just utilize the library. It's free. It's free.
It's free, kids. It's free, kids.
It's free. Oh my goodness. Yeah. No, I never want to. I want to do in-person World of Darkness again. I'm also like, it can't be like a paid game with people I don't know. I will have to like vet them so hard. I did not get that chance.
Nope.
Whenever I did Gen Con, I was just like, it's cool. All right. Great. All right. Cool. Don't want to do this ever again.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, for those who haven't watched All Night Society, and again, Chicago Coterie, love that. Y'all are going into a third season.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's it feeling?
Well, first and foremost, I wasn't supposed to be a permanent cast member.
But you did so damn good that they're like, why not?
Like, quite literally, it was like, okay, well, this is what we needed. You're not allowed to leave now. No, Calamity was supposed to go in and help the coterie deal with the werewolf problem outside of O'Hare. Because there is technically a werewolf hunter character in the Chicago by Night book, but the vibe is very much Great White Hunter. And Aaron saw that and said, absolutely not. We're not doing that. We're not bringing Alan Quartermain into this. That's basically the vibe. No, so Aaron and V got a hold of me and said, hey, we want to bring you in to make sure this coterie doesn't fucking die. So we need a professional werewolf hunter to come in and guide them through this. And the chemistry worked out so well, and the story mapped out so good that I like Calamity now resides in Bronzeville in Chicago.
I love that. I that's amazing. I love the like one-off characters. It feels like a TV show whenever that happens, of just like a guest star just does so well. I mean, speaking of vampires that did so well for just one episode and then joined it, Spike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
There you go.
Literally, I'm like, you know what? And technically a Slayer hunter. So there you go.
We've got parallels. But yeah, no, we're going into season 3. You know what? No, wait, the finales are posted. If you don't want spoilers, stop listening after this point. Come back in like 5 minutes,
yeah.
y'all. But the end of season 2, we got confirmation that the Second Inquisition is headed into Chicago.
Oh.
Yep. The last bit of narration that Aaron gives us is caravans of black SUVs coming in from the north, from the south, and from the east and the west.
As somebody who's dealing with Second Inquisition and their Chicago Chronicle, good luck.
Yeah, Aaron is also retired military, so he actually knows how that shit works.
Oh, as former Army, not retired, but like I got out. Good luck.
Yeah,
Good luck. It's like, oh no.
Oh no, you know what you're talking about. Oh no. Oh Aaron, buddy Aaron. No, it's.
Hey friend, don't kill us too hard. Thank you. Okay, bye.
Yeah, to be fair, we also technically already had a run in because they came in to deal with the werewolves and there were vampires there, so they decided to big stick.
Big stick, big swing. Why not?
So yeah, that's where we're starting our season 3, is the knowledge that the SI are here. It's just a matter of when they're gonna bring the hammer down.
If he's gonna play it,
so scared.
Now it's one of those
So
things.
scared.
If he's gonna play it as a proper like military operation, I'm gonna say at least 60 days.
Yeah, the
60 days
vibe is definitely like enemy of the state. Like that is the political intrigue thriller vibe, and I'm really excited. It's gonna be terrifying.
I love that so much.
Aaron's good like that. I love that man.
And this is why y'all have won many and have been nominated for many awards at WebFest, which is amazing. I mean, do you have any advice for APs who are wanting to do WebFest, to submit for WebFest and such?
Just do it. Like, do it. The one thing, as someone who's also been on the judging end of a couple of things, not for WebFest, but for other awards, the thing that's going to make or break is usually going to be audio. So you want to make sure your stuff is nice and crispy, because that's going to be the kind of the biggest thing, especially if you're doing that audio medium. But yeah, like the number one thing that I would say would be just go for it. Because you're going to get more ears on your product. You're going to get more people who will know your name in the back of their minds. Yeah, just go for it. And I do believe, I know at one point, Queen's Court, we've got, we were helping folks kind of figure out how to manage the application process. And resources, talk to the people that you're working with. If you know folks who have submitted to WebFests, to various awards, like talk to your people. It's easier when you've got a community at your back.
Yeah, we have at least one person in our group that has submitted to WebFest. And I'm just like, I looked at an application for one. I'm like,
yeah,
that's a lot of work. Okay, cool.
It is super overwhelming, but like just do it. Like if it's something that you want to go for it. If you don't, then you will never know.
It's mostly trying to get everybody else motivated to do it. I'm like, hey guys, come on. I need us. We've been doing this for a little bit. But also just like in general, I think, yeah, it's one of those things like whenever you see something of like award winning or nominated or anything like that, you're like, I want to listen to that more. I want to see what's going on. And honestly, yeah, I judged for one, and I can't remember what it was, and I was just like, man, this is amazing.
Yeah. Well,
I love this.
When we're still, I feel like AP in general, like we're still such a new industry, that like we don't have the same sort of like categories that you would find in something like film and something like music. Like everybody is still kind of figuring out like where they fit into all of this, and it's kind of messy and kind of weird. But doing things like awards, getting into things like WebFest, honestly, I feel like kind of helps boost AP as a general medium. Because a lot of times you're going to get like folks who it's like the only people that listen to APs are people who also do APs. And like, how else are we going to get out to the general public?
Yeah, I think it's one of those like closed loop circuits where we all just like feed on to each other. Like, hey, listen to my podcast. Hey, listen to my AP. La, 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 la. It's one of those things. It's like, oh yeah, okay, we've got to, if we want to, boost the numbers or something like that, or just like in general, have people interested in the story that we're telling. It's, yeah.
And at the end of the day, you got to believe in the story that you're telling one way or another. It's got to be something that you enjoy telling.
Yeah. Honestly, like, if you're not feeling the story, you can tell on screen. And eventually, there's a reason why most APs just flounder and die, is because it's all great at the beginning, and then, like, somewhere something happens, whether it's on screen, off screen, something, the vibe isn't there anymore, and you're like, oh, you can feel it. Oh, they're not. Okay. All right. Well, cool. Or you're just at the whims of, you're not on your own channel, and you're like, okay, well. Sorry, we can't do the show anymore.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. I like I said, if webfests and awards are the kind of thing that you want to go for as an AP performer, as a producer, as someone who is putting this out into the universe, just go for it. Do the thing. Do the thing. The worst thing they can say is not this time. And then you just go right back and you resubmit.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So I have a question, because I saw this on one of your TikToks. You were talking about how, the different versions of your characters. I listen to a lot of Hosier. What does it mean that when a character gives off the Hosier vibes of a Hosier song?
Okay, so like you've got a couple of different like levels of Hosier. You've got the yearning, you've got the political rage, and then you've got like my religious trauma turned into a blasphemy kink. So like those are I'm so sorry.
No, that's amazing. No, that's I love that so much. Oh my god.
So like are they yearning? Yeah, no. Are they full of anti-capitalist rage, or are they riddled with Catholic guilt and also horny?
And horny on main. That's the problem. It's like horny on main. Oh, I love that. Oh, you know what? We made the joke with our group, our little vampire group, that there's only like 3 characteristics that we share amongst us, and it's all like, you can either be smart, strong, or hot. You can't be all 3.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can be a combo of the 2, but you can't be all 3. So it's just like, what are you? Are you smart and strong? Are you smart and hot? Are you strong and hot?
Listen, my preferred, if you're gonna like throw me in and tell me, all right, we need a character, you're gonna go on in like 2 days, It's going to be hot, strong, and dumb.
I love it.
Hot, strong, and dumb.
Why not? Add a few weapon choices in there, and you're like, hell yeah.
Don't give me a puzzle. I don't need the blood sorcery. Just let me feral weapons my way into... And yes, that's a dig at the Tremere.
I love that so much.
It's my default. If I
Bottom
don't...
Hakeem, Tremere, get the fuck out of here.
I gotta shit on the Tremere at least once.
Real. This is a look, we don't hate the Tremere, but they can just be over there.
Fucking nerds.
Fucking nerds. Get out of here.
No,
my god.
No, my top, like, if you're gonna throw me into whether it's a Chronicle, whether it's a D&D game, anything, just give me a big weapon and let me hit things really hard. Don't put me in front of a puzzle, please.
Paladin, fighter,
Barbarian.
Love that.
Gangrel and Bruja.
You know what? I played a Bruja. I wish I would have made her a lot stronger. I made her like a cybersecurity risk. I made her like a hacker, and I was like, this makes sense, but I feel like I'm doing it wrong.
I'm missing something.
She's enraged, but not like, I don't know. Oh my gosh. So, what is your favorite clan? You have to pick between the babies.
God damn it. Why would you do this to me?
This is your gotcha.
Okay. All right. Like, anybody who knows me will tell you to your face, to my face, that I'm a Bruja at heart. And you know what? I'm not going to dispute that fact. I'm not. I refuse. Maybe like Bruja inwardly, outwardly, maybe a Toreador. It depends on whether or not I feel like putting on makeup that day.
No, I feel that. It's like, hey.
Do I want to put my eyebrows on?
Yeah, I was just like, let me look presentable. I didn't put any. Here's the one thing: if I'm out of drag or burlesque, I do not put on face makeup. It's one of those things. It's like I don't want to deal with it. I'm gonna sweat it off anyways. I don't care.
I'm not dealing with this right now. But no, if I have to choose between my children, Bruja.
Makes sense. You could be a hot, crafty Bruja.
Yeah,
Toreadors.
Presence.
Just,
Presence is in the Bruja toolbook. It's there.
Yeah. Just be a presence lord over there and just be like, yeah, I'm good. On that, what Camarilla, Anarch, Sabbat. I want to play in a Sabbat game so bad.
It's so much fun. Oh my god. I got to do a Sabbat like 3-shot with the folks over at Folk and Myth recently. Oh, that's satisfying. Like you want to talk about playing the monster.
That is the monster. That is that's literally Frankenstein. That's not Frankenstein's monster. That is Frankenstein right there.
Yeah. Here's the thing about Cam, Anarchist, Sabbat is they all have different things that you can get out of the Chronicle. Cam is obviously going to get you into that like political intrigue, like personal horror stuff, where you got to like scratch and claw your way to the top of the ivory tower, or take it apart brick by brick. And then if you want to live your best, like Molotov cocktail throwing life, you're going to go with the Anarchs. You're raging against the machine, even though, eventually, like, I understand that in the context of the game, the Anarchs are very rarely going to be able to accomplish much, because they do the thing and they break up the cam, and then suddenly it's like they don't know what to do with themselves. It's like the dog. It's the dog that caught the car. They don't know what to do. And then Sabbat is just balls to the wall. I feel like the Sabbat is where you go to make the big bold choices when you have built this like truly monstrous character. It is the chance to explore the fact that that beast is always just under the surface, and what happens when you don't have the respect for the humanity that is still left in you. Like how far will you go when presented with that opportunity.
Oh, that's amazing. So I didn't see the 3-part. What time period were y'all in?
What I think I'm pretty sure we are modern. We're modern knights.
Oh wow.
And Bleak Season is the storyteller for this whole, like, when I call it the Bleakverse, I'm not kidding. Bleak Season has like a whole MCU style Vampire the Masquerade chronicle that, like, the seeds got planted in a Dark Ages game that I played in like 6 months ago. And, like, he is slowly working his way up from Constantinople to the modern knights. And all of these things are interconnected.
That is amazing.
It's
I love that
insane.
so much.
It is.
I love storytellers
wild.
like that. They just itch something in my brain that I'm like, yes, yes, please. Because that's how Meph is. Meph is my storyteller, and he started with Milwaukee games.
Mm-hmm.
And so his Milwaukee and Chicago, and, like, I'm sure he's going to do more Midwest stuff eventually, but, like, his Milwaukee and Chicago people are like this.
It's all linked.
It's all linked. And I'm like, God. So as soon as he said that, I was like, I'm going to make sure that we're linked. Sweet. I'm going to put Ashley in Milwaukee sometimes. Just like, yes. So yeah, I love when storytellers are like, here's the timeline.
It starts
Figure it out.
in 1414.
It starts in 1414. Pick a year. Love it.
Pick a decade. Go for it.
Pick a decade. Pick a place. That.
Yeah. No. If
My
you want,
my little historian brain's like, yes.
Yeah. No.
Yes.
If you want some good long form vampire content, head over to Folk and Myth. It is.
I can't wait.
It's all connected. It's like that red string board in Always Sunny. That's what it feels like playing with Bleak Season.
You're like, wait a minute. This was part of the history pack that you gave us, and it's a literal, like, dissertation of the whole.
There is one Lasombra NPC that has been a pain in my ass from day one. He's still kicking.
Just
I'm gonna eat him.
Shake at the fist.
I'm gonna eat him. I'm gonna eat him.
We approve of Diablerie in this house. We approve of it so hard. I don't care if it's against the rules.
The only ethical consumption under capitalism is Diablerie.
I love that. I need that to be on a shirt.
Funny you should say.
Is it on a shirt?
It's on one of our shirts over at QCG.
I love that. Love that so much. I'm going to buy that, and I will be wearing it to my games. Playing a Diablerist, that is the perfect shirt. I need it so.
Amazing. I'm so happy to have provided you with this.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, like I said at the beginning of this wonderful podcast, you are a member of Cradle of Liberty, which is a post-Swan Song chronicle, Boston Chronicle.
Oh my God.
How did that come about? I mean, you kind of already alluded to it. Huddy was just like,
Take my hand. Take my hand.
You're mine.
Pretty much. Once again, if I had a nickel for every time I stepped in as a potential, like, storyteller player character that was also a gangrel, then kept showing up, I have 2 nickels.
Which isn't a lot.
It's weird that it's happened twice. Because Huddy got me in for Blood on the Grand Strand, which was her Myrtle Beach chronicle. And I came in playing an old ass gangrel to, like, shuffle the plot along, and then I kept getting asked back. And then every once in a while, Huddy would email me and be like, "Hey, I need a person at a table. You're putting your butt in the seat." And then finally, at long last, I was actually given the opportunity with Cradle of Liberty to do a full Huddy chronicle from the beginning. I love how much Huddy is ready to just tear apart the Swan Song lore and build it to her liking. It's very much the mom in Beetlejuice. It's giving me that vibe.
I will rip everything up from this house. If you don't let me gut this house
and make it my own.
I will. I love that so much. I mean, what is your? I mean, don't give us. You can give us some spoilers, but like, what's the character like? Who are you playing? What are you doing?
I am playing my first Ventru as a virulent anti-capitalist. It, on the one hand, kind of broke my brain, but on the other hand, it's kind of satisfying because it's a different kind of monster.
You really get to see the monster of capitalism up close and personal.
Yeah. Dots and finance, baby. No, I am playing a young Ventru by the name of Bryony Perkins, who was sired by Beryl Underwood, the former Primogen of Boston, who has since kicked the bucket because the SI came through not once but twice, and fully shit-rocked Boston, like straight into the harbor. So yeah, she's this like high and mighty Ventru princess who quite literally got the pedestal kicked out from under her, and now she's trying to claw her way back up to the top of the tower by her perfectly manicured fingernails.
Oh, I love that. How does that feel going? Because you've been playing a lot of Gangrels and a lot of Bruja. How does it feel to like be a little bit perfect but unperfect?
You have to learn how to fight without using your fists. Because I can't just punch my way out of this one. Mostly because she's got like a dot in strength.
What is up with femme characters in the Ventru just having shit strength?
Listen, I had to dump all of it into charisma and manipulation, okay?
Nope, I understand. You're like, I gotta get my presence powers up. Presence.
Listen,
I gotta be manipulative.
I like to call her Princess Derogatory. She's the worst. She's the goddamn worst. But like she's desperate and terrified because the fact that her sire was kind of universally reviled, because Beryl Underwood was a dick. But you know, he was also the Primogen, so what are you gonna do about it? Well, he's dead, and now his childer is basically running around unprotected. So it's very much what do you do in this situation where you had all of this potential for power, for infinite growth, and that ladder that you were clinging to quite literally got torched. Like it was doused in kerosene and lit on fire, and now you got to pick through the ashes and figure out how to get your way to the top again.
That's amazing. Oh, I can't wait.
It's already so messy.
Like this. I'm like, yes.
So messy.
I love mess though.
Oh my god.
I love mess.
Shelly, just you wait. Oh, Shelly, just you wait. I made some choices. In the last recording. It is absolutely going to come back to bite me in the ass, and I'm here for it.
I can't wait. As somebody who makes horrible choices for their character, I can't wait. I love it so much. Where are some Chronicles like locations that you would want to do in the future?
Oh, shockingly, I don't think I've done anything in Los Angeles yet.
Ooh.
I want to do something in Savannah, Georgia, because that place is haunted as shit.
Oh, it's so haunted.
It's haunted as hell.
Oh, Savannah would be really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Savannah Chronicle. I had a brief stint in a New Orleans Chronicle, but as with most things, scheduling was the BBEG, so that sadly fell apart. So I would like to very much revisit New Orleans. I did get to go back into New Orleans with my buddies over at Roll for Dylan, because they had a Darkness Over New Orleans that just wrapped. Like the Chronicle is done. They've put a pretty little bow on it, and I'm so proud of them. It was so good. But I want to go back to New Orleans. Charleston would also be cool. Basically anything in the deep
That's
south.
Haunted?
Yeah.
anything in the deep south that's haunted.
Yeah,
Cool.
my daddy's originally from Mississippi.
Speaking of haunted.
Speaking of haunted.
Speaking of haunted. Oh my goodness. I've made the trip through Mississippi quite a few times. I know the I-10 corridor heading east towards Georgia quite well.
Mm-hmm.
Haunted.
Haunted.
And swampy and a little racist.
I
say a little, a lot of racist. Let's be real.
Yeah.
A lot of racist.
Listen, but no, there's so many opportunities because the thing that I love the most about Vampire, especially when a storyteller knows and loves the city, is because the city then becomes its own character. Mm-hmm. It's something that Aaron does really well in the All Night Society because he lived in Chicago for so long. Like he'll describe driving down Lakeshore in the middle of the night, and you've got like the empty open blackness of Lake Michigan off to the side of the road, and it's like it becomes such an integral part of the story outside of the coterie because it's like, especially with a city like Chicago, it's got its own vibe, it's got its own rhythm, and I think that's a vitally important thing to have in a chronicle.
Heck yeah. Oh, yes. Ooh, yeah. I love that. I love that. What is? This is like one of the last questions I'm going to ask you. What are your favorite stories to tell outside of Vampire? Outside of just what you've been telling?
This is going to be like kind of on the nose, but Revolution, baby. Revolution, baby.
Heck yeah.
And you know what? I'm kind of a sap at heart, so I do love me. Like, I love the tragedy of Vampire. Sometimes I just want the heroes to win at the end of the day.
Yeah. It's like, hey guys.
We did it. We defeated the bad guy. All is right with the world.
And then something bad happens.
Yeah.
Because actions have consequences. Especially in Vampire.
Boy.
Vampire is just one of those things that just itches my brain, and I'm like, I could talk about it's my I'm undiagnosed, but my ADHD quirk is just as soon as I find out about something, I'm like,
I need to know everything about it.
Yeah, I think it's the historian in me. I'm just like,
yeah.
There's a reason why I have a degree in this. Come on, just constant researcher. Just
vampires, like in general, I have always loved the archetype, the character type, the lore of vampires and how they came to be, like in not just in pop culture, but in like history in general. The development of like the idea that we used to accidentally bury people alive sometimes.
The plague. We've been through a lot of plagues in this world. The COVID-19 is not the first. Yeah. It is one of many, especially in the United States.
Well, and it's the interesting thing is that we, from a couple of different like historians, a couple of different like pop culture folks that I have followed and talked to, it's these things, whether it's vampires, whether it's zombies, whether it's werewolves, they come in cycles. And, considering we just dealt with a worldwide outbreak and are still currently dealing with a worldwide outbreak, like what came out and what was hella popular recently, The Last of Us. What else was revamped and like brought out into pop culture? Interview with the Vampire.
Honestly, a werewolf, is there I think they're bringing back, I think they just did they're wrapping on another, now that I can't remember her name, I want to say Van Helsing, and I know that's not right, but it came out around, no, she was in that as well.
Kate Beckinsale?
Yes.
Oh, Underworld.
I'm pretty sure there's like a new Underworld coming out.
I love that franchise. It's trash.
It's early 2000s, baby. Everything was trash.
Hey, you know what? What I will say for all of the vampire
Blade?
werewolf nonsense that we got in the early 2000s, those soundtracks,
Banging.
The
Queen of the Damned.
still one of my top soundtracks. Still one of my top soundtracks.
Minus Marilyn Manson.
Yes, obviously.
On that
Fuck
soundtrack,
guy.
obviously.
Yeah.
Best soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
I wish Jonathan was able to record his voice for that album. And I know he wasn't able to because he was at a different record company and it's not allowed. But if he came out with his vocals redone recently, I would buy that thing on vinyl. I would listen to it constantly on Spotify.
What they need to do is just release a Lestat album, and it's just Jonathan Davis singing as Lestat.
I wonder if, speaking of Interview with the Vampire, because next season, spoilers, assholes, Lestat is going to be the main character.
Oh my god.
I wonder if it's going to be him singing or if it's going to, if he's going to dub.
I think
and, who they're going to get.
Because they released one of the singles.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's Sam Reed, yeah.
Yeah. But I'm just like, are they?
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I love the new goth, and when I say new goth, I mean NU goth.
Yeah, new goth.
I love new goth Lestat, but I'm really looking forward to grungy glam rock Lestat.
Honestly, it will be so great.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those, it makes sense with the books. Whenever the books came out, it was just like, yes, he is a glam. It makes sense because he's a peacocker.
Oh yeah,
he's
spandex,
new metal
and glitter, baby.
Doesn't peacock too much, but there's some that are peacockers, but glam rock, peacocking.
Yeah,
that is literal peacocking.
Yes, it's perfect. I love it. I can't wait to see what Sam Reed does with it. I love that man.
One of my favorite Australians. On that note, where can people find you on the internet and see what you're doing?
Yeah, for sure. Well, the easiest way to figure out where I am, what I'm doing, and where I'm going next is to go to my website, lauratutu.com. As Shelly mentioned, you can find me on Cradle of Liberty with Hottie's channel over on YouTube. Episodes drop every Monday. I want to say at 3 o'clock Central, thereabouts. But yeah, find me on Hottie's channel for Cradle of Liberty. With Queen's Court Games, you'll find me with the All Night Society with Season 3 coming soon, but this is the perfect time to catch up on Seasons 1 and 2 and all of our delicious little preludes and interstitiary episodes, including, in case you ever wanted to see what happened when an actual elder gangrel gets a hold of a bunch of hunters. Yeah. No,
so excited.
You want to meet Cal? You want to meet Cal Sire? Whew.
Oh, I can't wait. Yes. With all that being said, you can find all those links down below. Make sure you go follow them everywhere because why wouldn't you? Hello. You can find me everywhere on the internet at Shelly Von Miller, to include Patreon and Fourth Wall memberships, where you can get early access to these episodes, as well as other content like me getting into drag and reacting to Castlevania Nocturne, speaking of vampires.
It never ends. It never ends.
It never ends. It never ends. And just other amazing, great, awesome stuff. I love you guys very much, and I will see you on the internet. Goodbye!